I think it was a best of 3, a really fun matchup. This Not team is super fun to tune in and watch, and I'm very curious to see how Team Gravity does going up against him today. We have a little time before we hop into the lobby. It looks like we're still waiting for this full lobby to populate, but I mean, this is going to be it's a master tier game. You know, we've been saying it over the course of these couple of weeks. This master tier is where you're gonna get the best Echo Arena action you can find. You know what I mean? These teams have put in so many hours and put so much time and practice daily into their teamwork and into their team play that it's just super fun to watch it translate into these high-level matches.
Absolutely, and with that being said, I'm going to send the ready up, and we're going to be starting with this match.
Well, I think we still need a 4th for Gravity. I don't know if they want to start with 3. That would be a...
Oh, that is very true. They must have just had a dropout. So, yeah, very...
We're watching these guys warm up, and I wanted to ask you, Sput, you know, it's something we don't talk about probably terribly often, but, you know, what is your standard warm-up procedure? You know, I watched these guys go through their dry throws. You know, they're not necessarily throwing the disc. They're just getting their arms loose, as if you would play catch before a baseball game. They're just sort of getting their arms ready to go before they hop into the game. What's your sort of standard warm-up? Do you have a stretch regiment you do, or like what do you recommend?
So back when I was competing, and it's been a while since then, I used to take shots from the walls and specifically target the backboard, the inner backboard. So it was a mixture of over the arm stretches, over the back arm stretches, across the chest arm stretches, a lot of squats, because that was always where I was really, you know, stiff, was always my legs. And in goal, you had to have a good form, you had to stay somewhat limber, and that was the main thing I focused on.
Yeah, and that's so you can headbutt those discs away if you have to, right? You got to be able to move around in that full space of the goal. You got to be able to crouch, get real low into those corners, I imagine, in certain moments. And yeah, I mean, obviously the throwing element is physical, the punching element is physical, but you know, these people are also juking in their space, like you say. You know, they're ducking under swings at their head, and yeah, I can imagine making sure your legs are loose is an important element. Now we should be hopping into the game. We have all 4 teams, or all 4 players on each team ready to go. You can see Not just getting ready back in their lobby, maybe talking over some strats, making sure when they come out this first joust, they're going to be prepared and ready to go. And oh, baby, I love tuning into a good master tier matchup. It's just so fun to spectate. Just the other day, I watched a headbutt pass to a 3-point goal. You know, I mean, it's I love seeing stuff like that.
And you know, with the EU region, we see such terrific speed on their boosting. And that's one thing I always look forward to, is seeing Team Gravity. Team Gravity is just immaculate with their positioning, their boosting, and their pressure. So with that, we're going to be starting with round 1. We're going to be starting with this match in the neutral joust.
I don't know if we have the predictions going live right now in chat. We do apologize. We'll have to figure out how to make sure we get that consistently across every game. I still don't know how to do it, but I will learn so that we can get you gamblers ready to go and gambling when we get into this action. The joust underway, and a little bit of a midfield brawl going on here as some passes come down to Simon. That's an open goal 3 to the top, dings off of the corner, just barely misses.
And picking it right back up will be Simon, sending that cross, and then behind the goal with more than enough time, Lewis is just going to dunk it right in. So Nillywick will find that assist, and Team Gravity will have 2 on the board.
Dancing around behind the backboard, looking like he was going to go for that shot there, but ends up pushing off and going for the front dunk, totally evading both defenders there on goal. Really nice job to get Team Gravity up too. And now we'll see what Not do on the offensive joust, if they can set up properly. Oh, there's a bad pass and a push forward. 2 more points locked in by Team Gravity. Not off to a great start for Not.
I couldn't agree more. And Not needs to find some rhythm. And it's so difficult facing against Team Gravity's defensive stack, especially on joust advantage. They have to find this initial pass, get past that defensive stack, and they're struggling right now to do that.
This Team Gravity stack is so quick, like you're saying. They're so aggressive in that midfield, just able to shut down any sort of setup that Not's trying to get. Here's another stack and clear from Team Gravity. 6 points in a minute and a half tacked on by this Team Gravity squad. And, you know, if you're not, you have to try and slow the game up. It's hard because you have this double stack pressuring you. I mean, what's the play?
I would say that right now they have to at least dedicate one of these players, instead of going for the pass, to disable that stack from Team Gravity. But still, it's very difficult with the ability for them to readjust. Look at them in the mid, trying to find the pass to stop, and they choose that one, and that was the right call. So Simon will get that steal. They'll get it down court. They'll pick it up in the bubble, and then they have this 2v1 advantage, and then they'll find it. So Simon making the jukes along the wall, but eventually able to just take that shot before that non-stack can get back on defense.
I mean, maybe shift to like a brawling in the midfield sort of strategy, try and stun out this stack, because they are just so quick. And like you're saying, they can change their angle. You know, most of the time you think of a stack as sort of a straightforward, fast-pushing group, but these guys are able to adjust and switch their position and their trajectory mid movement. They just got great coordination amongst them. And here's the back pass, goes a bit wide, does get punished and shot on the bottom side of the zone. There's that sack, and Simon comes flying in with his cohort and snags two.
So not trying to make adjustments in real time, they'll make an error there, but we see the Team Gravity stack able to quickly reorient in the backcourt of Nantes, able to find that possession in the bubble and put 2 more points on the board. So they've got 10 points, 3 minutes off the clock, and Nantes still struggling under this defensive pressure. And the full court pressure from Team Gravity is intense. So with that cross to Viatrex will lose it, but being able to find it will be Simon, but Simon can't sink it into the goal, and Nantes will try to clear it out of their bubble.
I mean, this is, there's room to bounce back. They just have to stop this momentum from Team Gravity. There's 6.5 minutes on the clock. It's a 10-point deficit, sure, but if they can just manage to get their hands on a disc, there's a setup on the back end. Ends up getting put in by Alacosta, but you know, an attempted save that gets dragged in. So close, but still another 2 points for Team Gravity.
And you see how quick their offense is as well. It's hard for this non-defense to readjust and apply pressure. They'll find that shot from above goal. It will bounce off Alacosta's head right into it. And another error for not trying to recover, sending that pass to mid. But Team Gravity will pick it up. Simon now trying to find a back pass. He will get it to Nillywick, and Nillywick at the back line sending it forward all the way to Viatrex. Now Viatrex looking at this opportunity, sending it below goal, and then the cross to Lewis right in front of the goal. So that was, I mean, that was absolutely flawless teamwork from Team Gravity, and they're just continuing to punish Nantes.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's Team Gravity punishing the mistakes from Nantes, because we're seeing a lot of missed midfield passes out of the offensive joust. And it is because there is a lot of defensive pressure. But if they could just clean this up, they have so much of this defense pushing forward at this point, you know, that they have a big advantage in a stack and clear sort of play style. Maybe they feel they can't compete against the stacks of Team Gravity, but there's a good intercept, maybe a potential setup inside the zone of gravity finally for Nantes. They can get a few points on the board. It's going to be maybe enough to get them some momentum for round 2. So at this point, I think you're starting to look towards round 2 instead of trying to win this one.
And that shot will go off the ceiling and almost into the goal. Luckily, Nantes will grab it in the bubble. Alacosta going for that clear through tube. It's not going to be all on target, but it will be picked up by that back stack, Charlie 13. So Charlie 13 will send it forward. It won't go through, and Lewis now with possession sending it forward for that pass. That stun coming through. Alacosta able to get that stun, but you see that speed of that stack, and Alacosta will snag it out of one of the players' hands from Team Gravity, and they'll send it forward to Ninja Knight to try and start this offense.
And you know, my question is I feel like maybe maybe trying to match that stack speed, although difficult, is something that needs to happen here, because it feels like Nantes just playing a little bit too defensive at this point. You know, maybe that's their plan. You know, for round 1, they sort of they don't want to get that mercy locked in on them. They're only 6 points away from that mercy. Here's maybe a potential open 3. No, but they are still setting up inside the zone. They're gonna look for the shot off the backside. No, the pass goes wide. Going to be a little bit of a reprieve here for Nantes inside their zone.
But it will be picked up at the back line by Simon. Simon looking to bow tie to Nillywick, actually down to the floor to Lewis. Lewis looking up now to Nillywick, and that stun will come through. Charlie 13 will be able to put the stun on Nillywick, but then not be able to recover it against the wall. And Team Gravity will get it once again at the back line, send it up to Viatrex. Viatrex for the cross, and Nillywick to finish it off.
I mean, textbook. You know, you got to love that cross into the middle for the 2-point shot, and a very nicely played under pressure. Had a defender on his back, still gets the 2-point in, and a good bit of passing. You know, that's really clean passing from Gravity. That whole sequence of them maintaining the rebounds and keeping the disc in their possession in the midfield. There's a good intercept. A shot off the backboard, dings on the corner. The Stack's here to grab it and put in 2 though. And now, yeah, it feels like Nantes sort of accepting their fate in this first round, 18-0. I wouldn't be surprised if they sort of just let this next 2-point go in just to get themselves to a fresh start in round 2, you know?
So they will more than likely be held to a scoreless possession. Like, they've had 10 possessions now, and they haven't been able to convert on any of them. So Nantes will clear it through Tube, try and chase it. They'll get that forward pass to Swift. Swift under pressure. Swift able to put 2 on the board. So I spoke too soon. It wasn't going to be scoreless. They'll put 2 on the board, but they're not going to be able to come back with 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
I really liked that play. That was exactly the answer. You know, granted 18 points late, but that's exactly the answer back to the defense that they needed. You know, play it patient, wait for the blitz, and then go for a stack and clear sort of push past the defense that's been pushing up too aggressive, and they managed to get behind them and find 2. You know, these teams are in the master tier for a reason, and I feel that Nantes very well could bounce back in round 2. 2 minutes left here to come back for 16 points. I don't even think that's mathematically possible. But again, if you can put a couple on the board, it's going to help with momentum going into that next round. It's all about setting up for round 2.
Absolutely. And under pressure, Swift will get stunned out. Viratrex now with possession, sending it through mid. It's not going to find its way through mid as that Team Gravity stack shoots past it, but really a missed chance for Nantes. And Team Gravity will recover it. So Simon's sending it forward for that shot, bouncing off shield. And it'll be back in the hands of Lewis. Lewis now looking for an opportunity, sending it across. And that is 20 points on the board now for Team Gravity.
Would have been the mercy here if they hadn't managed to snag that 2 just before. So not staying in at least this round 1. We'll see if they can put up a good offensive joust here. It does look like we are going into a timeout, and I think it's I don't know, maybe a tactical one, maybe a technical one, as we do seem to have a drop.
So they'll get a moment to take a breather. They'll get a moment to reorganize, maybe devise some type of strategy to counter Team Gravity. But, you know, we've seen this with many teams. Team Gravity at the top of the game, they're one of the most difficult teams to readjust to, and it's going to be interesting to see what Nantes can do when they come back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, you have there's this timeout here, then you're going to have a little bit of time between, you know, rounds. It's kind of like taking your, you know, I guess like the 2-minute timeout in football. It's a similar concept. You're getting a little bit of time to sort of hash out maybe a last-minute plan, and again, prepare for that next round, because it's only a minute timer between rounds if you take it.
Yeah, and I was told by one of the players that Ninja Knight's saying he has a black screen and he's resetting. Okay. And Simon dancing a little bit for the camera. So this is our timeout entertainment, doing the wave, enjoying himself. And they've got 20 points on the board in this first round, and I mean, they're looking unstoppable.
Seeing chat, why call? Yeah, the timeout, like you said, Spud, is confirmed to be a technical one, so that's why we're here, not necessarily a tactical one. I don't think it'd make terrible sense to take that tactical timeout just before you're done with this round into a fresh one. But either way, it's time for, you know, this Nantes team to recalibrate, because that's what they need to do. This Gravity squad has been playing so fast. I mean, that's the stack movement from them is just, it's so aggressive and effective. You know, it is so accurate how fast and quickly they can adjust to directional changes with that stack. That's got to just be a ton, like hours and hours of just practicing stack movement, right?
I mean, this is years of playing right now. This is the culmination of just years of developing this muscle memory, developing an understanding of positioning to the point that it's instinctual. Like they know what they have to do. They could probably do this in their sleep. It's at that point of time. So, they'll only get better with time. Their ability to respond to the other team's positioning and chasing passes, chasing receptions, and chasing interceptions will only get better with time. So it's really interesting to see how these teams continue to develop it over the next few years.
It's wild. It's really good to see that, still season to season, somehow teams find ways to get better and better. It just doesn't feel like the talent ever stagnates in this league, and it's just super fun to watch. What the next new thing is, or what the next best improved thing is that a team can bring to the table. There's an early pickup. They're looking for this mercy in round one as they try and set up for a shot on goal. There it is. The 3 sinks in. Team Gravity coming right out of a TO straight into a mercy for round one. And not ideal if you're not right now, because this is just so much momentum going into the way of Gravity.
So we won't be entering into a mercy just yet. Looks like they might have
30 seconds left on it. No, it doesn't really matter if if they see it or not. It seems like it's going to end up. But yeah, it does look like I don't know. I think if anything, it feels like maybe just they're trying to stay loose before they go into this next round. The 2 points do get sunk in. I don't know if those count or not, but 23-4 now is that score line. Pretty much uncontested. Kind of just walked up to the goal and shot those in. So nothing too wild missed. But yeah, we are done with round one now. It was a mercy 23-2, and Team Gravity just putting on. I mean, if you're watching this game and you're going to be competing against Gravity, you gotta make you a little nervous about going up against them.
Absolutely. I think everybody in the region is nervous about going up against them, and
yeah,
if we had interregional events, if that was possible, everybody in the world would be afraid. I mean, this is one of the best teams. They can compete. We've seen them be able to compete with anybody, anywhere, when they have the ability to. So, nothing more can be said about that.
A strong squad here. I'm curious what the stats are looking like themselves coming out here from Gravity, and not what kind of stuns, what the stuns are looking like and whatnot. Because I feel like maybe it's something that Nantes could try and do more of. Yeah, 12 stuns coming in from Charlie. 9 from Swift. I think those stats reset from Ninja because he DC'd there. But 13 from Lewis on Team Gravity. 13 points coming in. Good performance from him today so far, at least in this first round.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we're going to be starting up this second round. And Nantes has to figure out some rhythm. They have to be able to respond to Team Gravity. So Team Gravity will win this neutral joust. They'll throw it down to the floor at trap. It will bounce up into the hands of Nillywick. And Simon Lewis going for that long shot. Will be picked up by Alikos now, looking to get it out of their backcourt and start this offense. But again, Team Gravity with this full court defensive pressure, taking another shot. Swift shutting down that angle, sending it back to Alikos, and Alikos trying to find that clear and trying to get down court. Will be Nantes, but Team Gravity there to pick it up.
Oh, can't quite snag that clear down the tunnel. This is going to be an open goal 3 opportunity. Dings onto the corner and goes wide. Still time to set up for the 2. Gets the cross to the center. That goes wide and goes to the back. Actually, pass to the backboard. Doesn't go wide. Gets scooped up by Louis, and he gets 2 sunk in there for Team Gravity in round 2.
And I think we had a little bit of a stuck overlay there, but yeah, we are back with the first round. So that first point, a minute off the clock, will be going to Team Gravity.
Just missed the 2-pointer, getting locked in. And now again, Gravity playing aggressive. There's an open goal 3 sunk in there. We didn't miss that one. A very quick 5 points here in round 2 for Gravity. They are looking to replicate the momentum they had in round 1. And it just seems so hard to shut down. Nantes trying to change their pace. They're trying to go for stat clears. They're trying to go, for a setup in the backfield. And every time this happens, the stacks push in, get aggressive, and put too much pressure on the offense push out. Team Gravity with 2 more now, up 7-0.
And you just see Team Gravity able to read these joust advantages from Non, able to make the stops in the backcourt of Non, and just able to respond so quickly. So Simon will find those points with the assist by Viatrex. Joust advantage now to Non. Alacosta QB sending it to right tube and trying to find that forward pass, but there were 2 players there from Team Gravity shutting down the angles, and they will get an interception and a clear to tube, and that stun will come through, and Non will send it back towards the bubble of Team Gravity.
Maybe finally an opportunity to set something up. No, there's the stack from Team Gravity arrives first. They are seemingly the fastest here in the matchup today, getting to this clear before Not can do anything, and now again setting up inside Not's zone. This is an open goal 3 opportunity, dings off the corner. That's the 3rd dinged open goal 3. It doesn't seem to impact Team Gravity too much, though. It's kind of like a free shot, and then they somehow manage to consistently get these rebounds and just set up inside the zone right after. And this is one of those setups. A good bounce pass off the top of the roof for some juking behind the back of the goal to swing around on the corner for a dunk in the front with 2. Nice moves from Lewis there to get Team Gravity more onto their lead.
And you see Not, converging on the goal, trying to put up a defense, and Lewis just able to work his way around it, take his time, and just slam dunk it. So 9 points to Team Gravity, Not with joust advantage, sending it to tube, not able to complete that follow-up pass, so they'll make an error there. Team Gravity now picking it up, sending it through tube, able to pick it up off that bounce, taking that long shot, and it will bounce off the backboard and off the back of the crossbar, be picked up by Simon. Simon under pressure now, able to avoid that defensive player and put it in right in the goal. He's pulling 2 defensive players out of position, and he has an open goal to dunk it into.
Jeez, you want to talk about doing some squats there? Definitely some some movement to juke out these players. Some really great action you can see in the replay off of the wall there, though. Just completely dodging and pulling out those 2 defenders, like you said, to open up that goal. And it's just like, what do you do against this triple stack? They're so fast and they're so accurate. They seem to be reading every single pass out of the gate from this Not offense. And now 11-0, they have disc possession again after snagging it away from that midfield, away from Not. There's the pass, something to set something up. Oh, a bit of a unfortunate bounce for Team Gravity off the Geo. There's the pass to the bottom of the zone, and they're going to wait and try and get something going here as they pack back into the midfield here for a bit of a pause as they get set up around the bubble.
So Viatrex will send it to that cross to Nillywick. Nillywick makes that drive towards the goal, and he'll put it in at 4 meters. So they're just able to get past this non-defense, able to find the shots that they want, and even under pressure, they'll make these slam dunks, they'll make these close shots, and nothing's stopping them right now.
I just don't know what the play is. I feel like almost at this point you have to try something new. Maybe send some brawlers around your forward pass. The guy that's trying to get the pass, surround him with some defense. Do something different, because this spread out just keeps resulting in these steals and 2 points that get sunk in by Team Gravity. But look, I'm not playing at this level, and this Team Gravity team is just. It's their speed. They're just so fast with their stacks. They're finally, the QB actually holding on to disc, forcing the stacks to not be able to push out too aggressive and not be able to instantly predict that pass line, although it doesn't lead to too much as the stack and clear does get here for Gravity. Another 2 points piled on, and they are 3 away from locking in the series with another Mercy in round 2.
Yeah, it's just so much speed, so much aggression, able to make these stops, able to make these whirls and twirls around the rim and slam dunk it when they have no non-defense on them. So once again, Team Gravity will pressure Alacosta coming out at Bowtie. So somehow Nantes does get it past mid. They'll now have possession. Swift with it. Swift looking for an opportunity. They'll send it back to Alacosta. Alacosta under pressure will send it back to Swift, and they'll try and get this momentum and movement, but Simon will get the stun and shut it down.
Jeez, just even in defense, they are still doing a good job, even when they're not stacked up, just to play that normal man-on-man defense, doing a great job of denying any sort of setup inside the zone there. Here comes another tough bit of defense here against this Team Gravity squad. Their passing is so on point. They're not missing passes as they push forward into the zone, you know, and there's leaving no room for not to capitalize on anything like any sort of mistakes. There's a shot on the backside of goal, like things off the top. Another intercept and steal, smokes that one in for 2. Louis with 2 more, and now 1 away from the Mercy.
So Lewis will find that possession off that steal, and you know, a steal from Nantes got possession back, but they weren't able to find a clear because Team Gravity just shuts down these angles for clears and finds the interceptions at either tube or mid. So Alacosta QB once again sending it to tube and trying to find that forward pass is Nantes, but Nillywick will shut down that angle.
Here comes the setup for what could be the Mercy, and a little bit of a fancy bit of geode bouncing there for the 2 to get sunk in, or no, excuse me, the 3 locks in 22-0 for round 2, and that is the Mercy. Still 2:15 on the clock. I don't know what.
I think they turned off the Mercy rule.
Yeah.
But so we'll have to lock that one in at 20-0 and.
Yeah, it seems like I don't think we're playing this one too seriously right now. I think they realize that this is the game done, and yeah, 22-0 for round 2 from Team Gravity. Just a commanding performance from this Gravity squad today. And like I said, if you're going to be going up against them at any point this season, do your homework. try and figure out something to counter this speed, because the stack aggression in midfield was it's what won them the games today.
And I couldn't agree anymore. They're just able to outplay Nantes, and it's one of the reasons they're continuing to be the best in the region. Yeah. They continue to win all the awards. I mean, it's a reason that this franchise is one of the best in the world, and it has some of the best players, some of the best teamwork, one of the fastest stacks, and they continue to reign supreme.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, try and learn something too. If you're new and you're just tuning in, these are certainly the top of the top playing, and you can kind of get an idea of what top tier gameplay looks like. But if you are new, you can still join the league. We have over 230 teams active in the league right now. The master tier consists of only 10 per division, for NA and 10 for EU. There is a bevy of others, a variety of skill base across the board. We have rankings from master tier all the way down to bronze. And so if you are new to the game and you want to make a team, don't be afraid by how good these guys are playing. You'll be going up against teams that are more along your skill line. That's kind of the whole idea of the VRML, is it tries to put you up against equally skilled opponents so that you just have a good time playing. And if you want to get really good, then there's some prizing at the end of the day to compete for, and that's what these master tier teams are ultimately going for. But I do recommend heading on over to vrml.com/Echo Arena, and you can register your team. You can sign up there. Head on over to the Discord, the Echo Arena VRML Discord, where you can find all sorts of teams recruiting. There's lots of opportunities to get into the league. It's really easy, and it's available. It's accessible to all skill levels.
It definitely is, and this is one of the best esport leagues in the world, and it's all community run, and I love it myself. So I definitely agree with everything that NightFiree has just said. But with that being said, this has been Nantes versus Team Gravity. Team Gravity will take it in 2, and a great matchup for the European region today. So with that being said, again, I've been SputnikKobra. That's been NightFiree. This has been Team Gravity versus Nantes, and we wish you a great day.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.